Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Community October 2023. Anytime we send out a Real Community, our goal is to share with you about some upcoming events in our local community, also to spotlight a local business, and then just to share a little bit about what's going on in the market as well. So this month, we're going to combine two of those goals and talk about an upcoming event that we have, as well as our local business spotlight. So some of you joined us last year, 2022, for our pumpkin patch event, and that is coming up again this year. The event is at Knutson's Farm in Sumner, and it's this Saturday, October 7th from 1 to 4 p.m. They've got hay rack rides, cow tractors, a little maze for some of the toddlers, a bigger corn maze for the bigger kids, even for adults. It's super fun. There's an animal barn, games for all ages. So please come plan to join us. Saturday, October 7th from 1 to 4 p.m. Tickets are free. You just need to register ahead of time. You can check out the email. There's a link in there for you to register for your tickets. We'll also have a photographer there who can get a fall family photo or a photo with friends or even just a photo for you while you're there to remember the time. Please plan to join us for that. It'll be great. I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity to talk about Knutson's Farm. So I want to share with you a little bit about the history of this farm. Harold and Marion Knutson came to this part of Washington in the 1930s with only $5 to their name and a commitment to work hard. And what they developed from that work ethic was a farm where they raised their children, one of whom was Roger. Roger now runs the farm with the help of his son-in-law, Brian. And over time, the farm has evolved. They've got kind of a niche of what products that they do really well with, but also a niche of how they've brought about increased activity at the farm recently. They have found this niche of agro-tourism. Super fun. You can check out their website, see what events they have going on through the year. In the fall time, they always do a pumpkin patch. In the spring, they do the spring bloom, where they have tulips and daffodils. I believe in the past, they've also done Christmas at the farm, breakfast with Santa. There's been a daddy-daughter dance. They do markets there at different times. The holiday market is a great experience as well. Definitely check out Knutson's. If you like rhubarb, this area, the region we're in, is they produce over half of the nation's crop of rhubarb, and Knutson's is one of the largest producers of rhubarb in this area. I believe they call it the best pie filling known to mankind. You can also order flowers from Knutson. Hope you get a chance to check out their website. Hope you get a chance to visit the farm. We would love to see you there on October 7th. So now just to share briefly with you about what's going on in the real estate market lately. So I actually drew a graphic here on my board. I'm going to explain these to you and use that as a way to talk about it. A lot of people have been comparing what's been going on in the market now to 2007 to 2009, some of the bubble boom bust we experienced in that time, saying, hey, is this the same thing? So I want to show you some pieces that I drew here. So think of this blue line. So the graph starts at 2006 and it goes all the way to 2023, where we are right now. So this blue line is closed sales. So home sales that close. You can think of that as demand. When we talk about economics, supply and demand, the number of homes that are closed each month, that's the demand for home sales. So you can follow this graph all the way to 2023. And if you'll notice, the demand is kind of matching where we were at around 2012 right now. This green line is the homes that are for sale every month. So you can think of that as the supply, the amount of homes that are available. 2006, we started here, up to a peak in 2008, and then all since that time, that supply of homes that are available has gone all the way down to where we are in 2023. And then the pink line is new listings that come available each month. So you can think of that as new supply that's bolstering and increasing that supply. 2006 up a little bit to 2008, big drop to 2012, held steady for quite a while, and now it's dropped even more in 2023. When I look at the data, and I look at specifically closed sales, what we experienced this last year, as far as that data on the graph, kind of mirrored the data I saw in 2012. But what's interesting is 2012, the demand was a lot less, and that was kind of the point where it was picking up again. Over the last year and a half, we saw our demand kind of decrease quite a bit. So the unknown is what's going to happen with this piece as we move into the future. It'll be very interesting to watch what happens to that demand number. What I also want to draw your attention to is new listings, new supply, and supply are the lowest that we've seen. Now, when I pulled these graphs, I chose not to look at them on a monthly basis, but on a rolling 12-month average to be able to get a clearer picture, like the overall picture of what's going on in the market. So that's not to say there haven't been months where it was really low, but as far as that rolling average for 12 months, the amount of supply and new supply of homes that are available are the lowest that it's ever been. And if I look at 2012, the average days on market for a home was around 30, and the years before it had been 60 to 30 in that time. There was 6 months of inventory available. So if buyers were buying at their demand rate to eat up the homes that were available, it would have taken them 6 months. Here in 2023, with a similar level of demand, but because of the lower inventory and supply, you can see that there's only 2.2 months of inventory right now. And the average home is on for about 12 days on market. Very different environment than we experienced in 2012, largely because of the decreased number of homes that are listed. The obvious question would be, why is that? And there's a variety of factors. One of the biggest pieces is because demand is so low, sellers recognize, I'm not going to sell right now. It doesn't make sense. Also, with interest rates as high as they are currently, which is a whole nother conversation to talk about historically, whether they're high or average or where they're at right now. But a seller is not incentivized to sell if they would have to get a higher interest rate when they made their next purchase. So that's keeping the number of homes available really low. And so even with a similar number of demand, we're still seeing a pretty balanced to seller's market right now. Super practically, that means that if you were to sell and list your home right now, or if you were to try to buy and find a home, you would discover that homes are still moving, that sellers still have a pretty good advantage. Because of the volatility of interest rates in the market, though, it's introduced some interesting dynamics where we fluctuate kind of between a seller's market and a neutral market right now. There's a lot of questions people are asking. Home sales are low, and so you're finding times where the buyer does find opportunities to negotiate for closing costs or to have some advantages in that conversation as well. So it's still a strong market because of the level of homes that are available combined with the amount of demand, supply and demand that we have right now. Hopefully that helps give you some context for what's going on in the real estate market, some historical context. If you have any questions about this or practically what that has to do with buying or selling a home right now in the market, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to have a conversation with you about that. Happy October, everyone. Don't forget, October 7th, Knutson Farms. Would love to see you at the pumpkin patch and hang out. Tickets are free. Just don't forget to register.